Imagine boarding a train for a routine journey, only to find yourself in the midst of a terrifying hostage crisis. This is exactly what happened a few days ago in Pakistan's largest yet most troubled province, Balochistan. The Jafar Express hijacking was not just an isolated incident. It was a symptom of a much larger crisis, one that has been decades in the making. From insurgencies to foreign interference, from resource exploitation to government neglect, Balochistan's story is one of tragedy, conflict, and lost potential. In this video, we will explore the core issues of Balochistan, how decades of violence have shaped its present, how global powers are using its people as pawns, and most importantly, what can be done to bring peace to this land. Before we dive into the conflicts, let's understand what makes Balochistan so important. It covers 44% of Pakistan's land, but houses only 6% of the total population. Borders Iran, Afghanistan, and the Arabian Sea, making it geopolitically crucial. Balochistan is gateway to Gwadar Port, which is a major part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. So, how did a region with so much wealth become a hub of instability and violence? To understand this, we must go back in history. The region was forcibly merged into Pakistan in 1948, which led to 5 major insurgencies. The Balochistan Liberation Army and other separatist groups have waged war against the Pakistani state ever since. Since 2000, more than 8,000 civilians and military personnel have died in terrorist attacks and operations in Balochistan. Thousands of activists have gone missing under enforced disappearances, deepening resentment. Main issue is resource exploitation without local benefits. Gas from Sui powers homes across Pakistan, but many villages don't even have electricity. Gold and copper mines in Reko Diq are controlled by foreign companies, while locals remain unemployed. Another issue is political marginalization, as federal government controls most of Balochistan's budget, leaving little power in local hands. Province has very few universities, hospitals, and roads, leaving many areas cut off from the rest of Pakistan. Balochistan is not just a Pakistani issue, it's a battleground for global power struggles. India's role. India has openly supported Balochistan's insurgencies. Indian government is accused of funding separatist movements in the province. The Kulbhushan Jadhav case is a direct example of India's involvement in Balochistan. The U.S. angle. The U.S. has shown interest in an independent Balochistan, possibly to counter China's growing influence. Some U.S. think tanks have even proposed arming militants to disrupt China's Belt and Road Initiative. Afghanistan's involvement. The old Afghan government before the Taliban takeover provided safe havens for militants. Smuggling networks between Balochistan and Afghanistan fueled the insurgency. Iran's complicated stance. Iran has its own insurgents and fears a strong Balochistan might destabilize its Sistan Balochistan region. However, Iran also cooperates with Pakistan to counter anti-state elements. With so many foreign players involved, why hasn't Pakistan's military been able to stabilize Balochistan? Harsh military operations have fueled more anger. Heavy-handed counterterrorism operations have alienated locals. Enforced disappearances and mass arrests create more recruits for insurgent groups. Furthermore, intelligence failures and cross-border support. Militants escape across the Afghan border after attacks. Indian agencies and CIA have been funding and training militants. Lack of holistic strategy. The government relies too much on military action instead of winning hearts and minds, unlike KPK, where a mix of military and development has worked. Balochistan is mostly treated as a security issue. Military operations alone will not solve Balochistan's problems. Here's what Pakistan must do. Create more universities and vocational centers. Investing in education will offer youth an alternative to joining militant groups. Furthermore, job creation through economic inclusion. Youth should be prioritized in Gwadar and China-Pakistan economic corridor projects. Additionally, international scholarships and exchange programs. Sending native students abroad will broaden their perspectives and counter separatist narratives, strengthening local governance. Giving Balochistan control over its resources will reduce resentment and improve trust. Balochistan's struggle is not just about guns and bombs, it's about identity, economy, and geopolitics. The only way forward is a strategy that combines security, development, and diplomacy. Government needs to understand that it's not a religious or a security issue, it's entirely a geopolitical issue, and needs to be dealt that way. What do you think? Is Pakistan's approach towards Balochistan right, or does it need a complete overhaul? Let's discuss in the comments.